Ocho, we had back-to-back games for the first time, I think, in the NFL. We had a Thursday this early in the season. We remember last year we had the Thursday night Thanksgiving Day game, and then we had a Black Friday game. But to open the season, the NFL gave us back-to-back games, Thursday night and a Friday. And the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles played in Brazil, got an international game early in the season. The Eagles prevailed 34-29. Jalen Hurts, 30 of 24, 278, 2 touchdowns, 2 INTs, sacked twice. Saquon Barkley came out big. He had 24 carries, a $109, 2 touchdowns, also caught for a touchdown. A.J. Brown, 5 catches, a $119, 1 touchdown. And Devontae Smith really sealed it late because he had some big catches late in the ball game, 7 catches for 84 yards. And then we have Jordan Love, who got nicked at the end of the game. Going to be interesting to see how serious that injury is. He was 17 of 34 for 262 touchdowns, 1 INT. He was sacked once. Josh Jacobs, 18 for 84. Reed, 4 catches for a $138. Ocho, you watched this game before I give you my synopsis of it. What you think
was a
about this
doozy
game,
at the beginning. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was a doozy at the beginning because I'm thinking, okay, high-powered offenses, 2 really good quarterbacks, some of the best receivers in the game. You know, they got them young bulls over there with the Packers. I'm thinking Jordan Love, they're gonna come out there and air it out. Shoot, the beginning of the game, listen, horrible, stupid penalties on the Eagles defense. Jalen Carter, baby, we got to do better, baby. We got to do better. Jordan Davis, y'all should be dominating that interior. Y'all should be dominating that interior every time. The second half, in the second quarter, towards the end of the second quarter, like maybe in the 8th or 9th minute, from that point on, we had some football being played on both sides of the ball. They started putting series together, stringing play after play after play, getting drives together. The center and Jalen Hurts, they got to get it together. They got to get out of listen, we done had training camp. I'm not sure what's going on. They got to get that together. The 2 interceptions also could have been costly. You got to protect the ball. There's no reason that ball should have been thrown down the middle of the field in that coverage.
Honestly, Ocho, Jalen Hurts could have had 4 picks.
Oh, well, Jair dropped one. Jair dropped one.
You see Jair dropped one late. And the corner out on the sideline. He had one that's going to the end zone. Nixon. Was it Nixon or Mixon? Let me see. Nixon.
Yeah.
He dropped one.
Yeah. Shit, hell, Jordan Love had 2 too. Well, he had a house call that was dropped by Dean.
Jacoby Dean.
But again,
the interception that both of those guys threw. I'm trying to figure out what I still don't understand what Jordan Love saw. There's a whole safety. So in other words, there's cover 1 or cover 3, whatever you want to call it. See how they rotate it. There's a safety in the hole who picked the ball. The other guy is running with him, and you still I don't
think he saw the safety though. I don't think he saw it.
Ocho is the 3. That's pre-snap where he thought he was going.
Yeah, I don't think he saw him. Obviously, at pre-snap, once he dropped back, you know, his eyes are locked in downfield and on his target. When he saw the dude trailing, it was the tight end, wasn't it? That was the tight end, wasn't it? Yeah, when he saw the dude trailing tight end, he thought the tight end was open, not knowing the safety was sitting right there, just baiting him, and he broke on it right away.
But Ocho, I can see if they like the old Steelers, they line up
and
close,
they shoot up out of there.
Safety didn't get back. He lined up in the hole. Lined up in the hole, and then Hurts. It looked like and Hurts on his interception. I'm like, Hurts, what did you see? It looked like it might have been Tampa 2 or quarter half. I couldn't really see. But the safety, I'm like,
right there,
bro, you throw that. Man, you know you can't throw the ball like that, Ocho.
He loafed it in there. If you got to shoot that. You got up and down, right away.
And down.
But listen, it was a good game. It was a good game in spurts. It was a good game in spurts.
Yes.
Listen, when they came out, the end of the second quarter was unbelievable for both sides of the ball. For both offenses, both defenses. And then at the beginning, at the half, when they came out of halftime, that thing was looking good. And then it went to sleep again. Went to a snooze fest, and then it picked up a little bit for the Eagles and goddamn Jaden Reed. I tweeted it not too long ago. His name is Jaden Reed, for you casual fans that don't know. And he showed out, even though they did lose.
He played well.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Ocho. Jordan Love, he had look, when they really could have put some separation between themselves and the Eagles, Jordan Love had 2 series that really cost them the game. If you go back and look, he has the receiver. He has, I think it's Reed, screaming across the field on the over route.
Oh,
he skips that to him. He has Dobbs on the dagger route. He throws that behind him. Then he has Dobbs on the speed out. He throws that behind him. I'm like, bro, Ocho, and he's got to stop throwing so much off that back foot. I know we get enamored by Rodgers. We get enamored by Mahomes. But, bro, you got to stop throwing off your back foot, because that's why the ball is sailing on you and it's being late getting there. And it's okay to step up forward into the pocket. He refused. He just want to retreat, throw off his back foot. Step up in the pocket, shift your weight, and throw the ball.
The funny thing about it is the fact that he sat behind Rodgers all that time. You can tell the mannerisms and the way he mimics and throws and all the different arm angles that he does have. He's gotten them from Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers has. Look, Jordan Love has arm strength as well. He has arm strength as well. I'm not sure if it's to the velocity of Aaron Rodgers, so he's able to get away with some of those throws where the mechanics are all out of whack, but the ball is still able to get there on time because of his accuracy. So I think that's something. Oh my goodness, I'm not sure if you can actually break that goddamn habit at this point. Now the season is starting. I'm sure it's something that they can work on, to get him back on the basics, get him back on the basic fundamentals of being able to execute and process on not only doing your reads before you throw the ball, but having your mechanics and your footwork and your left foot pointed in the right direction before you throwing the ball and get away from what you saw Aaron Rodgers doing. Because if you watch him and Aaron look exactly the goddamn same from a mechanical standpoint when it's time to throw the ball.
Yes. But there are some opportunities that, like I said, I thought they could have got some separation between them and the Eagles, because for whatever reason, the Eagles couldn't get out of their own way. The Jalen threw a terrible interception, and then the center snaps the ball. That is not on Jalen Hurts. He's going through his cadence, and the center snaps the ball, and it kind of hits him in the arm. That's on the center, and then he throws another terrible interception. He got away with a couple.
What about the tush push? The tush push fumble too. The center looked like the center didn't even snap it all the way up to the top.
Boy, they dodged the bullet on that.
So honestly, really, the Eagles lost this. I mean, not the Eagles. The Packers lost this game. The Eagles didn't really win it if you think about it. If you look at all the opportunities that the Packers had to actually not run away with the game, but actually take advantage. Put some separation between them. They didn't take advantage of those opportunities. I know one thing. You could tell it was week. You can tell it was week one.
Could anybody line up, Ocho? Can anybody line up and stop all these illegal shifts, illegal formation? 2 guys going in motion. What the hell? How you go 2 guys? Now, when did y'all ever done that?
Well, wait a minute. Think about it now. 2 people can be in motion, but before the snap of the ball, both have to be set. But I think the play clock was running down, and he had to hurry up and snap the ball. So those are things that you can fix. Those are the kind of mistakes you expect teams to make in week 1. Even though you've been through training camp, even though you've done it, you had repetition after repetition after repetition. In live action, mistakes like they're going to be had. But I know one thing. You could tell it was week 1, but you can tell both teams defensively and offensively have so much potential. By the time they hit week 4 or week 5 and everything is really rolling and they in sync with that chemistry, it's going to be nasty. I hope Jordan Love is okay too.
Yeah, the Eagles defense, they showed some grit early in the game when that game because they had Jalen Hurts had 2 costly turnovers early, and the Eagles held them to 6 points. That's really was the difference in the ball game, Ocho, because the game could have got away from you so early. But give the Eagles defense, Vic Fangio, he was brought in there to revitalize that. So they did a good job of keeping the Packers out of the end zone with those 2 early turnovers. But the Packers squandered some opportunity. He had Christian Watson running at the back of the end zone, and I don't know if he slipped or he just overshot him. It looked like he overshot him.
He overshot him a little bit, but the push, the little shove from the safety threw him off balance just a tad bit. We weren't able to get to that ball. Just that little shove, it messed up everything.
But I tell you what, it's a great feeling to be 1-0 as opposed to 0-1 with this little mini bye. You feel good. You have to travel probably 10, 11 hours back. You're banged up. I don't know if look, I've never gone on a long trip where I had to play a whole lot. So normally when I went on international flights, Ocho, I didn't play enough to get sore. So it's a big difference actually playing a meaningful game, because normally it was early in the preseason, and so we only play in a series, maybe 2 series at the max. Now in '92 we played in Berlin, and hell, I played up until the third quarter because Dan wanted me to play a little more because they were going to ask me to do a little more that year. So that was really my first year of getting heavy minutes in the regular season. So he wanted me to go a little bit longer, and I totally understood that. But for the most part, Ocho, when we played overseas, I wasn't playing long enough to get sore. You played at least 60 plays, 65 plays in this game. Your ass sore if you played.
Most definitely.
Can I ask you one thing, Ocho? I want to ask you this. There's 30 seconds on the damn clock. You hadn't run the ball out of the end zone the whole effing night. You got no timeouts. What makes you run the ball? Special teams coach, head coach, leave the ball in the end zone. We're going to get it plus, and no time goes off the clock. Okay, guess what? They get the ball. He runs it out, runs time off the clock, and he's 10 to 15 yards short of where he would have gotten the ball, and no time would have gone off the clock. So now, when Jalen Hurts throws that pass, imagine putting it up 15 yards further than what it was. You see, sometimes that's what we talk about. When we talk about football IQ and basketball IQ, it's plays like that irks me. What makes you so, Ocho? So in the first half, the second quarter, when they scored, you didn't run it out. Now you behind. You got no timeouts. Now you want to play. You see what happened when you try to play hero ball, Ocho?
Yeah. Hey, that was that. I don't know. Listen. That's why I said you could tell it's week 1. As much preparation as they did before this game, you can still see the mistakes, the mental mistakes, not even by just the players themselves, by the coaches as well. When certain situations like this come up again, now you've already been through it, and you understand. Well, you know what? We can't do that. We can't have that.
Ocho, that's common sense.
Sometimes common sense ain't common.
Let me ask you a question. Ocho, let me ask you a question. There's 30 seconds on the clock, and you catch the ball. What you gonna do, Ocho? You got no timeout.
I'm definitely taking a knee.
You on offense. You got no timeouts. You catch the ball. What you try to do, Ocho?
Get out of bounds. Yes, sir.
I don't need to tell you that.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to figure out why, when you had 12 minutes on the clock, 13 minutes on the clock, you got 3 timeouts. You don't run the ball out. But in this situation, you got no timeouts, and there's only 30 seconds. Now you want to be a hero and take it to the house. You see, that it's things like that. I mean, the coach, look, I get it. The coach would always, and that was my job when I was on special teams. The coach always try to brief the guys, okay, hey, look, guys, we ain't got no timeouts. Hey, we're going to leave it in the end zone. So forth and so on. Or we got to make sure we cover. Okay, we got the lead. We just took the lead on a last second field goal or last second touchdown. Okay, guys, let's make sure we cover. Let's make sure we stay in our lane. Now, we hadn't seen that return. Hey, Alto, be on the look for it. Lilo, Hallie, be on the look for that return coming back your way now. So you letting the guys know we hadn't seen that return. Now's a good time for them to bring it out, because what the hell do they have to lose? Oh, Lord. See, this is why I can't play. But I tell you what, everybody know what the hell to do on Madden. Everybody know what to do on COD. Everybody know what to do on Minecraft. But you don't know what the F to do when it comes to the game, the thing that's paying you and allow you to get these fancy-ass chairs and all those great setups. Now, all of a sudden, the coach ain't tell me. The coach ain't tell you how to play COD. Who told them guys how to play COD, Ocho? Ain't no coach. Ain't nobody coaching them. Ain't nobody telling what to do, but they can play that thing. Oh, can't nobody beat me in Madden. Can't nobody beat me in NCAA.
Repetition.
Well, repetition and do that. Stay your ass in the end zone with 30 seconds and no timeouts. You know damn well. Ain't the thing is, Ocho, we've seen it in the preseason and we've seen it 2 games. Ain't nobody even come close. Most of the time, they don't even bring it out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looks so. I'm like, ain't nobody gonna move. I mean, it's almost doesn't even seem real because the guy kicked the ball and the guy can't take off running. They can't take off until he catches it. I'm like, I don't know how everybody else feeling about it, Ocho, but I ain't like it in the kickoff rule. I'm really not. I get why they do it. I get why they do it.
I understand as well, but I think one of the things that the NFL is doing is that they're trying to crack down on people getting hurt in the collisions that happen on kickoff. I don't think they're going to be very many kickoffs at all because everybody's kicker has a strong leg at this point. Basically.
Yes. Oh, just put the ball in the 25 or the 30 and say just go play. Because they've been trying to get these collisions out of the game. They're trying to figure out how, because most of the concussions happens on these plays. Because think about where they're coming from. Okay, you got a guy now. The guy running full speed, Ocho. By the time he hits somebody, he running at bare minimum 15 to 20 miles an hour. The other guy's coming this way, he's running 10 to 15 miles an hour. So when they collide, that's a 40 mile an hour impact.
Oh, yeah.
You want to know what it feels like to run? Hey, just line up. I tell you what you do. 20 yards. I want you to get your hard hat from Lowe's or Home Depot, put on your overcoat, and line up 20 yards and run into your garage as hard as you fucking can. Excuse me. If you want to know what it feels like to be on kickoff, kick return, punt return, because I played them all for 3 years. If you want to know what it feels like, man, people, Shannon, what does it feel like to be? And I've been knocked out, and I've knocked some guys' ass out.
Yeah, I used to be in the wedge as a rookie too. I was on
You too light to be in the wedge.
I was on the wedge. Yeah,
you too light. They used to have the Chargers used to have a wedge weighed over 1,000 pounds.
Who they had in there? Anybody know?
No, they had two Samoans had two like D tackles and an offensive lineman. 330, 345, 350. And you know back then, Ocho used to come together.
They sure did. They sure did. Yeah.
And so now you got to have somebody to try to take them out, but you couldn't go low. So you had to have somebody a wedge buster. You had a couple of guys that what we call wedge busters. Man,
I want no part of that.
Ocho, I never forget. We was in Barcelona, 1994. Richard Smith was our special teams coach. And he gets you fired up, Ocho. He gets you fired up that night before the game. He's like, what I want guys to go over that wall. I need somebody that's going to bust that effing wedge. And you can see guys get geeked. Because it's the opportunity, Ocho. Hey, play good on special team. Make the team. Hey, the more you can do, better your chance to stay. I need somebody to go over that effing wall. Okay. Sure enough, we kick off. They get back to the wedge. Anthony Lynn used to be coach of the Chargers. I think he's the OC, not the Commanders. Right over the top of the wedge.
He jumped over it? Yeah.
He hit the wedge, went over the top, broke his leg. But you know how he got the job? I used to be on the return. I was one of the two guys in the return. So there's a guy, and then there's a guy over there, and he looking at me, hey, let's go. So we in special teams meeting. I said, Richard Smith, people don't believe it, but he tell the story. I said, Rich, you want to lead the NFL in kick returns? He showed the film. He stopped it. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Did y'all hear that? Ocho, he stood up.
Yeah.
Did y'all hear that? My all-pro tight end, Pro Bowl tight end wants to lead the league in kick return. I said, well, you need to take me off it because my man going to make the tackle every time. Hey, the next day, hey, Lynn, you up.
Yeah.
Ask A. Lynn, Ask Richard Smith. Ask anybody that. I told him that. I said, Coach, you want to lead the league in kick returns? He got all fired up. I said, well, you need to take me off because my man going to make the tackle every time. I was off. I was off that thing. But my first 3 years, because that was the only way. At that point in time, now I had led the team in reception. So I had better myself. Now, if they needed me, but my first 3 years.
You was on there getting that work. You was getting that work, huh?
I was L3. I was L3 on kick. I was L3 on kick return. I was in the front line. I was a guard on the kick return. I was a L3 on kickoff. Right down the I'm coming, Ocho. Ocho.
You remember my rookie year when I was in the wedge? And then on kickoff, I was L2.
Well, you the safety.
I was the peel back. But I'm saying on kickoff, I was in the wedge.
No, hold on, no. You mean kick return? You in the wedge?
I was in the middle.
Nah, hell no. You too light to be in the wedge. They never gonna put nobody under 200 pounds in the wedge.
No, when I came in as a rookie, I was like 235. That's why I was on the wedge.
Ocho, I ain't gonna lie to you, Ocho. If they'd put you in the wedge, they'd have hit you so hard on the top of your head, you'd have peeped out your ribs and thought you'd in jail.
I'm telling you, look at the film. Look at
the footage. I'm telling you, Ocho, you talking to somebody that been in there. You didn't want no part of that.
I was in the wedge in the 2000. What you talking about? How you think I made the team? I didn't make the team playing receiver. I had to play against the team.
You a second round pick. Huh? That's how you made the team. You ain't gonna be in that wedge. You too little.
You just saw me in person and saw how big I am.
I did. So think about this, Ocho. Think about how much, because as we start to age, most of us we get a little old man girth and stuff on us. Can you imagine how skinny you was in your early 20s? If you like this now in your 40s?
I mean, but as a rookie, you got to remember coming from the combine and putting all the extra weight and all the extra mass on me to perform. I was about 215. But listen, I never forget Dick LeBeau. Dick LeBeau was the head coach at that time, and they were so impressed with me on special teams that I really ain't touched the field at receiver. I was a special team expert.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But back then, Ocho, I mean, anything goes. It wasn't like it is now where you couldn't take off running because they done changed the rules before they implemented this, Ocho. You couldn't even leave till the guy kicked the ball. Well, hell, I line up behind the kicker. And when he dropped his hand, I'm taking off running. When he kicked that ball, I'm in an all-out sprint. By the time because they retreat, and by the time they do this, Ocho, I'm in their chest. I'm in their chest. I'm dead in his chest. But congratulations to the Eagles. Go on the road in Brazil. 34-29 victors over the Packers. And that field was some bull jive.
It was bad. It was bad. But listen, players have no reason slipping because you had pregame warm-up. You tested the field the day before. So you already knew your ass needed goddamn studs anyway. Should have been
7 studs. You got to go to everybody want to wear those soccer bottoms. But you got to realize, Ocho, they heavy. Them men heavy. Soccer players don't be weighing 200 pounds, moving like that. Them jokers 165, maybe 170. Best. You better get your ass some 7 studs and sit down.
They changed them after a while, though. You notice that people stop slipping after a while.
Yeah, that was the whole purpose. I mean, look, I used to always 7 studs, and then I went to tempo bottom, what we call speed TD bottoms. I don't know if they still call them tempo bottoms. You know what I'm saying, like the molded bottoms. But I like 7 studs because Ocho, I didn't want to slip. The last thing I want to do is get an opportunity to make I slip, the ball's intercepted, or I slip and I miss a touchdown or a key catch. So
there was only one place where I had to wear 7 studs, and that was when we went to Heinz Field. I think back during those days, obviously it was a running era. I think Heinz Field, they kept their field messy to keep the opposing team at a disadvantage. I always
because they're looking to run the football. They ain't trying to throw it all over the place until they got Big Ben.
Yeah,
they were running the football.
Sure were. Yeah,
they were running it, and that's how the Steelers used to be built. They played defense and they ran the football. They always played defense and they ran the football until they got Big Ben. And then when they got Big Ben, They still played hell of a defense.
Letting it rip though.
They started throwing it all over the yard. The Saquon Barkley 3 touchdowns are tied for the most by any player in a team's debut in the Super Bowl era. Ocho, guess who was the last Eagles players to do that?
What, 3 TDs in the Super Bowl era? The last Eagle?
For the Eagles.
Ricky, I almost said Ricky Waters.
In a debut.
Oh, debut?
In his debut. You know him very well.
T.O. Yeah.
T.O.
2000, that wasn't 05. What year was that? 04. Yeah, 04. How you know what? Matter of fact, speaking of Saquon and the game he had tonight, his debut as an Eagle, how you think the Giants feel? How you think they feel?
Well, first of all,
I mean, how you think they feel? How do you steal? And I argued with a dude tonight. He said there's no reason paying a running back like that. It didn't make any sense because all the Giants were going to do is they were going to lose anyway. I mean, come on.
Well, man. You want to keep your best players. That's what I look at, regardless of the position.
Thank you.
Your best players. Now you paid a quarterback, and people's like, well, okay, and that's like Saquon got to feel like he's in heaven because look, he ain't got to dodge everybody in the backfield. He gets to get at least to the line of scrimmage without getting helmets put on him. And it's like, well, y'all talk about Saquon didn't have any room to run, but y'all criticize Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones throws a lot of those interceptions. He hitting guys in the chest. He ain't always getting sacked now.
Yeah,
I'm happy for Saquon. I'm happy for him.
And look, what you saw tonight is only going to get better. It's only going to get better. With A.J. Brown playing like that, with Devontae Smith playing like that, and then he is running the ball like that with that type of efficiency. At one point, he was getting 8 yards a goddamn carry.
He quick. I mean, he hit the hole one time. I was like, damn, Saquon. Oh, on that touchdown. Yeah. On that touchdown run, Ocho, that first one. Woo! I mean, he hit the hole on that one.
And the backer playing around now. He ain't want none of that. The backer was. I'm not sure who. I'm bad with names, especially when it comes to defenders. That second level, that backer could have made that play. He went right along with the block in the wash when you could have shared that and made a tackle. But that's just me.
Hey, I don't know this kid, this Zach Braun, or where he came from, but he raised hell tonight. 15 tackles, 11 solo, 2 sacks, and a tackle for loss. Blankenship, tremendous safety. He had 8 tackles, 4 solo. But I thought the key difference in the ball game was early on.
That could have been, instead of 6, that could have been 14. And that would have changed the game.
14, absolutely.
That would have changed the game.
Yep. So now, in a situation like that, Ocho, I don't have to get out of my game plan because the touchdown and I'm in the lead. Even though I played bad up until this point, I scored a touchdown. I'm in the lead now. So I felt they had to feel comfortable knowing that as bad as we played, we're only down a touchdown, as opposed to being down 2 scores, which would have kind of been demoralizing. But the Eagles found a way to withstand the early pressure by the Packers, and they win 34-29. The Eagles won. Saquon Barkley in his debut, 3 touchdowns, 109 rush yards to go along with 2 catches, 23 yards, and another touchdown. So Saquon had him quite a day in his debut.